Hey, Steve here. Welcome back to Build Life. Today, I'm going to be getting some logs from out of the woods. Not real big ones, but I want some pieces for the railings on the front porch. I watched a video from Smoky Mountain Outpost, and he had kind of a cool method of making his railings. I like it's simple. So I'm going to take some of these logs home and we'll fillet them in half on Tully's sawmill so that we can have a top and bottom rail out of each log. So I hear a lot of, I'll call it chatter on the internet about which is better, like forks here or a grapple or a bucket. I have two Kubota tractors and a skid steer and a little mini excavator. Two different kinds of grapples. The regular buckets that go on the Kubota. I have a flat bucket and a digging bucket for the skid steer. I have snow buckets, firewood buckets, multiples of just about everything. And I'll tell you, over the years, what I have come to like, which attachment I like better, is the one that's on the machine. You know, like right now, we had to put on the forks to go load that carry-all into the back of the white truck. So now I have to go out and pick like 4 small logs. I've already got the forks on here. I don't know that it's worth, you know, going and changing the implement, changing out the grapples have hydraulics. And when you're talking about buying one, I mean, hey, I've had this for 100 years, you know, but they're a few $100s for the forks. They're a few thousand for grapple. And there's lots of different kinds within that. I really like the clamshell one on my Kubota at home, on my L4060. The one I have here is a bigger grapple, and it kind of closes like this. So it leaves a big void in here. If you're picking up a huge pile of logs or brush, that's nice. But for one log at a time, it's not great. I just like the forks, and right now I got them on here, so that's what I'm going to use. Let's see here. That is empty. Look at that thing. Let's see if we got enough fuel to get this done. Probably not. So this says 1.5 gallon tank. 1.25, sorry. They make it like 1 gallon now. Alright, so I think this one's perfect. But man, it's long. It goes all the way down there. So I get my pick of diameter, branch mix. I think this will be good for my loft staircase landing support and coat rack. That's not a mouthful. It's got lots of branches. So I'm going to pick a good spot to kind of measure from. Cut these branches off, but leave, you know, maybe 6 inches on them. We'll trim them up again later. Found some perfect ones. There's one right there. A couple other in this pile. I'll schlep my fat butt up the hill. See if I could cut them out. I might be able to just shove them down the hill and do them here. Probably doesn't look like much on tape here, but this is kind of a steep hillside. What do you guys think about the short beard? Had to get a little cut. My wife doesn't ever really care too much, but she said, man, your beard looks really nice when it's shorter. So after you know, being together for, I don't know, 20 years or so, I learned to take a hint. So anyways, what do you think? It's much easier to take care of, that's for sure. Back that way is the cabin there. We're a little further back into the property. You can't see it yet, but kind of get an idea for what the loggers did in here. I think that little creek passing right there, we're not going to make it through, so I'm just back here looking for some logs. Looks like that one actually right there would be about perfect, and maybe the one below it. So go see if I can cut those out of the air. So I want to get this long one out of here, but it's kind of wedged in the trees, and I don't know if you could tell, but it's like 10 feet in the air. That end's like 15 feet in the air, but it goes down almost to the ground there. So I think I could cut the end right here where there's no more branches and maybe pull it out that way onto the path with a strap, and then I'll get the tape measure on it and cut it to length. You can see that thing right there curves around as it hooks behind other trees. So I'm going to take this strap, see if we can't yank it out. Once we get past that tree right there, it'll bing, and then the thing will drag right out. We'll cut it up. I also get a lot of people ask which is better, you know, a skid steer or a Kubota. I did a video on a comparison, you know, and it really depends on the property you have. Like, if I was on a skid steer, you just couldn't drive anywhere. You know, aside from this ground, you can see my tire tracks is pretty soft. Look how steep it is. And I know everyone always says you can't tell on video, but you would just flip a skid steer in minutes. It probably wouldn't even make it up here. It would get stuck in the dirt. But man, it would have a lot more power for yanking stuff out. This has got plenty for what I'm doing here, but its ability to traverse terrain, it is quicker, it doesn't get stuck, and way more stable if you get the right tractor. I have a L2501 at home, much less stable machine. This one's way better for out here in the steep terrain. Let's see what we can shackle to. These soft shackles are awesome. You go through here and you can open this end and you just slip that knot in, and that's it. It's like 30,000 pound rating. Unbelievable for nylon. I know it's common, but it kind of boggles my mind. So I'll hook that on the D-ring on the forks. Choke it shut. All right, look at that sucker, straight as an arrow. I'm gonna cut the junk off this end, measure 12 foot, I'll cut that. And then, I don't know if you can see, but up the hill there is where those other two are. I'll go strap those two, pull them down with this one, hook all three together, and I'll skid them out with the strap. You can still see this is still coming down the hill. I think it's because the tractor is rolling down the hill still. Apparently you got to set the emergency brake if you don't want your tractor to roll off down a hill. But if it were to cut loose, I think all that would happen is it would just go over this culvert and flip upside down in the creek, so no big deal. I was taught a long time ago, never get the biggest piece of equipment stuck. So hey guys, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. It is just gorgeous. It's supposed to be 64 today. We got a few things to finish up, but man, what a nice time for working. You could tell spring is coming. Everything's starting to get a little green. Most of this is all evergreen trees, but just the feel and the smell, it's ready to get going. So that may just be coming from Illinois, and it's 30 degrees warmer here, but I'll take it. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you hadn't already, like and subscribe and do all those things. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks. Bye.